Welcome back to the Deep Dive. I'm Mark Buzz.
And I'm Anna Bugs.
Okay, picture this. You step outside. It's a crisp, just a beautiful California morning. Maybe you're up in the foothills of Placer County or, down in San Diego. The sun's just hitting the dew. Air is cold.
Yep. Coffee in hand.
Coffee in hand, of course. Let's say a light roast, steam just rising off the mug. You take that deep breath, step out onto the patio to admire your lawn, your pride and joy, and it's a total disaster.
It looks like a war zone.
A war zone is right. It looks like the surface of the moon. Overnight, your green carpet is now just a minefield of fresh dirt mounds.
Lumpy, messy.
Oh, it is so infuriating. And if you live in San Diego, Sacramento, Riverside, Placer counties, I know you are nodding your head right now. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's that moment, The morning the gardening honeymoon ends and the battle begins.
Today, we are not just complaining about holes in the ground.
Yeah.
We're going deep, pun absolutely intended, into the world of the California pocket gopher. We're going to find out why they're turning your yard into Swiss cheese, specifically right now in the winter, and why they're so incredibly hard to get rid of.
And we've got a really fascinating stack of research for this. We're primarily drawing from a deep dive article by Simple Pest Management. It's called Gopher Damage in Your California Yard. Here's what's really going on underground.
I saw that.
And I have to say, it isn't just about pest control. It's like physics and biology and engineering all rolled into one.
And before we get into all the heavy science, I found a little Easter egg in the source material that I have to share.
Oh, yeah.
So the author of this detailed, really technical article is listed as Theodore Augustus Paulci.
Sounds very distinguished, very academic.
You would think so.
Yeah.
But Teddy is actually a mini Bernedoodle. He's the chief bedbug officer at Simple Pest Management.
I saw that. I love it. He's in training for scent detection. It's nice to know our source material comes from such a well-groomed expert.
Exactly. I mean, if a dog with a title like that says we have a gopher problem, I'm inclined to believe him. Hey, and if you're enjoying these deep dives, please take a second to follow and like us on whatever platform you're on. It really does help us out.
So let's get to the mission for today. We want to move past the annoyance that, another hole feeling, and really understand the mechanics of this. Why is your lawn exploding, and why is it happening now?
Okay, let's unpack that, because that was the first thing that jumped out at me. We're talking about winter. In my head, pests disappear in winter.
Right. They hibernate.
They sleep. Bears do it. Bugs do it. Why on earth am I seeing fresh dirt mounds in January?
That's the common assumption, isn't it? That nature just slows down. But for the California pocket gopher, winter isn't nap time. It's actually their peak performance season.
So they don't hibernate at all?
Not at all. They're active 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, no holidays. But the reason for this winter surge, and this is the fascinating part, it comes down to soil physics.
Soil physics. I didn't realize we were doing a geology lesson today.
Well, stick with me here. I mean, think about California soil in August, especially in those inland valleys like Riverside or Sacramento. What does the ground feel like?
Oh, it's concrete. You need a jackhammer to plant a petunia. It's sunbake. It's dry clay.
Exactly.
You stick a shovel in it, and the shovel just bounces off and rattles your bones.
Right. It's got high shear strength. Now, imagine you're a small animal, maybe 6 to 10 inches long, trying to scratch a tunnel through that concrete.
It's hard work.
The caloric cost, the energy you have to burn just to move 1 foot of dirt is astronomical.
So in the summer, digging is expensive, metabolically speaking.
Precisely. They still do it, but it's tough. Now, think about that same soil from, say, November to March, during the rainy season.
Oh, okay. It's wet, it's soft, it gives.
And the source material uses a great analogy for this. It's like the difference between digging through wet sand at the beach versus trying to dig through that compacted, dried-out clay. The winter rain softens the ground, making it so much easier for them to tunnel. For them, rain isn't just weather, it's an efficiency upgrade.
It's like the difference between running through water and running through molasses.
Yeah.
So while we're inside hiding from the rain, they're down there just having a field day because the digging is basically free.
Compared to summer.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect storm of factors. First, you've got that accelerated tunneling because the soil is soft.
So more mounds, less time.
Right. Second, the rains bring all this lush vegetation, roots, bulbs, green shoots, so their food source is exploding right around them.
They don't have to work for dinner.
Not as hard. And third, and this is the real kicker, their breeding season often lines up with late winter and early spring.
Okay, let me get this straight. The population is spiking, The food is everywhere, and the physical act of destroying my yard is easier than at any other time of year.
That is the why now moment, in a nutshell. They're well fed, the digging's easy, and they're making babies.
That's a terrifying combination. It's not just one gopher working overtime. It's a whole booming economy down there.
It really is.
Okay, so we know they're active. But here's a question I see a lot. I walk out, I see a pile of dirt. How do I know it's a gopher? I mean, could it be a mole? Is there even a difference?
And this is where we get into what I like to call forensic gardening, because people confuse these two all the time, but they're totally different animals.
Okay, detective. I'm standing over a pile of dirt. What am I looking for?
You are looking at the geometry of the mound. The architecture tells you the suspect.
Paint me a picture.
Okay, so if you see a mound that's perfectly symmetrical, shaped like a little volcano, a cone, and the hole seems to be coming right up through the middle,
Yeah.
that's usually a mole.
Volcano equals mole. Why, though?
Moles are sort of swimming through the soil, pushing dirt straight up. They're insectivores, so they're just hunting for worms and grubs. They're not building a complex home. They're just hunting.
Got it. Clean little cone. I've got a mole.
Mm-hmm.
What about the gopher?
A gopher mound is messy. It's asymmetric. It's usually crescent-shaped or fan-shaped, like a horseshoe.
And why that specific shape? Is it just sloppy work?
No, it's pure engineering. Gophers dig lateral tunnels at an angle up to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
When they push the dirt out, they're pushing it out the front door to the side.
Oh, I see.
So the dirt lands on one side of the hole, creating that fan. And here's the other big tell. The hole is usually plugged.
Plugged. You mean they fill it back in?
They do. Unlike a mole hole, which might stay open, a gopher almost always seals the entrance with a plug of packed soil.
But why go to all the trouble of digging a hole just to plug it up again?
This is fascinating. They do it to regulate the microclimate in the tunnel.
Really?
Yeah, they have to control the temperature and humidity. And it's also a security measure to keep predators, like snakes or weasels, from getting in.
So it's like closing the front door so the AC doesn't get out.
That is exactly what it is. They're maintaining a controlled environment. So, fan-shaped pile, plugged hole, you have a gopher.
Okay. Are there other signs besides the mounds? Because sometimes I swear the plants themselves are acting weird.
Oh, definitely. This is the horror movie part of it. If a plant just suddenly wilts or dies for no obvious reason, no bugs, plenty of water, give it a gentle tug. If it pulls right out of the ground with no roots attached, that's a gopher.
It just comes out like a stick.
Like a stick. Gophers eat roots. They tunnel right under a plant and just pull the roots down into the tunnel to eat them. Sometimes they pull the whole plant down.
That is straight out of a cartoon.
Oh.
You look away for a second and the carrot just gets sucked into the earth.
It really happens. And you might also see, raised ridges or soft spots in the lawn where they have shallow feeding tunnels.
Right.
But the speed is what shocks people. A single gopher can create 1 to 3 mounds per day.
Hold on, one gopher. Up to 3 mounds a day.
Yes.
So if I wake up to like 10 mounds, I don't necessarily have an army down there.
You might just have 3 very, very hardworking gophers. They are relentless excavators.
Wow. And that leads us to the so what part of this,
Right.
Because some people might say, okay, my lawn's a little ugly. I can live with some dirt piles. But the source material makes it clear. It's not just about aesthetics.
No, the ugly lawn thing is just the tip of the iceberg. The true cost is what's hidden underground, and it can become a huge bill. We're talking about serious infrastructure damage.
Infrastructure.
Yeah.
From a rodent, how much damage can they actually do?
Think about what's buried in your yard, your irrigation system, all those PVC pipes running everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah. Gophers have teeth that never stop growing, so they have to gnaw on things to file them down.
And they're chewing through my water line.
Oh, yeah. They chew right through them. Sometimes for water, sometimes just because the PVC feels good to chew on.
So now I've got an underground leak, my water bill spikes, and I have to dig up my whole yard to find it.
And good luck finding it because the water just travels through their tunnel system.
Yeah.
But then you also have erosion. Their tunnels redirect water flow. So in a heavy rain, you get pooling, drainage issues, even little sinkholes.
You're kidding.
And in rare cases, if you have extensive tunneling near an older home or on a slope, it can even cause foundation settling.
Wow. That escalated quickly. From a dirt pile to a cracked foundation.
And we haven't even talked about your landscaping investment. If you have fruit trees, ornamental trees, gophers can girdle them.
Gurgle them. What does that mean?
It means they eat the bark and the living part of the tree, the cambium layer, all the way around the base or the main roots.
That kills the tree.
It cuts off the tree's entire nutrient supply. It can't transport water or food. You can lose a mature 10-year-old fruit tree in a matter of weeks.
And trees aren't cheap. Replacing a mature tree could be hundreds, even thousands of dollars.
It's an investment gone. And just to give you a sense of scale, the source says a single gopher can dig up to 200 yards of tunnels in 1 year.
200 yards. That's 2 football fields of tunnel from one animal.
From one animal, it is a subway system.
I'd rather not imagine a breeding pair. But this explains the panic, the run to the hardware store. And this is where we have to deliver some bad news to the DIY crowd. Because I've been there. I've bought the solar spikes. I've tried the gum.
And let me guess, the gophers came back.
They never left. They probably just laughed at me. So why does DIY fail so often?
It's not that we're bad at it. It's that we completely underestimate the intelligence of the pest. We think dumb rodent, but they're highly adapted survivalists. Let's start with those sonic stakes you mentioned.
The ones that make that annoying buzzing sound every 30 seconds.
Those are the ones. The source is pretty blunt here. There's very limited scientific evidence that they work. Soil dampens sound waves really quickly.
They can't even hear it.
And even if they do, they just get used to it. It's like living near a train track. Eventually, you just sleep right through it.
So I'm just decorating my yard with buzzing plastic and annoying my neighbors.
Pretty much. But the bigger issue is with traps. Gophers are what we call trap shy.
What does that mean? How can they be shy of something they've never seen?
They're just incredibly cautious. If they encounter a foreign object in their tunnel, especially one that smells like a human, they back off. And if a trap isn't set perfectly and it just snaps at them or nicks them, instantly, one strike and you're out. Worse, they'll just pack that tunnel full of dirt, block it off, and dig a new tunnel right around your trap.
So a bad trap attempt actually makes them harder to catch later.
Way harder. And then there's the flooding method. People stick a hose down the hole thinking they'll flush them out. But remember that 200-yard tunnel network?
The subway system, yeah.
It's complex. It has drainage sumps, deeper holes specifically dug to handle water, and gophers can seal off sections of their tunnels in seconds.
No way.
They detect the pressure change, build a dirt wall, and just sit safely in another wing of the mansion while you flood the foyer.
It sounds like we're fighting a losing battle against these little underground engineers.
It can definitely feel that way. And the reproduction rate is the final kicker. Even if you catch one, if you leave that huge tunnel network intact, a new gopher just moves right in from next door.
Because the hard work's already done for them.
Exactly. It's like leaving a fully furnished apartment unlocked.
Okay, so if the stakes don't work, the hose doesn't work, and the traps are tricky, what does? I mean, is there any way to defend the castle?
There are strategic defenses. You can make your yard less attractive. The gold standard for protecting specific plants is exclusion.
Exclusion, like building a wall.
An underground wall. If you're planting a new rose bush or a vegetable bed, you can install hardware cloth or gopher wire baskets in the hole first.
Oh, like a cage for the roots.
Exactly. You have to bury it at least 2 feet deep. It puts a steel cage around the roots. They can't chew through that. Another tactic is gravel. They hate digging through coarse gravel.
Why is that?
It collapses on them and it hurts their claws. So a gravel buffer around a garden bed can be a good deterrent.
What about biological warfare? Can we hire some mercenaries?
Nature has its own pest control. Barn owls, hawks, snakes, they all eat gophers. Yeah. So installing an owl box is a fantastic long-term strategy. A single barn owl family can eat hundreds of rodents a year.
I love the idea of an owl night watchman. Are there plants they just won't eat?
Yes, they do have a palate. They tend to avoid really aromatic plants, things like lavender, rosemary, salvia, catmint, even oleander.
So strong smells, strong oils.
Right. Interplanting those can sometimes help mask the smell of the tastier plants, but, let's be real, sometimes the infestation is just too big for all that.
Right. So when do you wave the white flag and just call the pros?
Well, the source suggests a few clear signs. If you're seeing new mounds pop up even after you've been trapping, if the damage is widespread, meaning you have a large population,
right,
or if you have high-value trees at risk.
The professional service is cheaper than replacing the tree.
Exactly. And their approach is totally different. They don't just set a trap in a hole and hope for the best. They start by mapping the tunnel system.
We're looking at the blueprints.
They are. Then they use professional-grade traps, and they know exactly where to place them in the tunnel, the main run, so the gopher doesn't detect it. And, crucially, they do follow-up monitoring.
So make sure they actually got them all.
Right, because if you leave a breeding pair, you're right back to square one in a few months. Simple Pest serves San Diego, Sacramento, Riverside, Placer, All those surrounding areas like Santee, Citruscites, Benicia, they really know the soil in those specific regions.
So it's about precision versus brute force. I'm out there playing whack-a-mole, and they're playing chess.
That's the perfect way to put it.
So to sum this all up, that hole in your yard isn't just an accident. It's the work of a highly active, non-hibernating engineering genius that absolutely thrives in the California winter.
And trying to flood them out with a garden hose is about as effective as trying to fill a bathtub with a thimble.
If you're dealing with this right now, especially in those California counties we mentioned, San Diego, Sacramento, Riverside, Placer, you don't have to just let your lawn become a dirt bike track.
No, definitely not. You should follow Simple Pest Management on social media for more tips, or visit them online at www.simplepest.com. They're the ones who can help you reclaim your yard.
And remember, winter is their busy season, so waiting for summer just gives them more time to dig.
Absolutely. Get ahead of the curve.
Well, this has been an eye-opener. I will never look at a pile of dirt the same way again. I'll be looking for that fan shape.
Definitely changes your perspective on what's happening right under our feet, doesn't it?
Thanks for listening to this deep dive. I'm Mark Buzz.
And I'm Anna Bugs.
We'll catch you on the next one.
You know, before we go, we talked about how gophers seal their tunnels to regulate humidity and temperature. It makes you wonder, while we are up here adjusting our thermostats, how sophisticated is the climate-controlled city currently being built right under your feet?
Now that is a thought that'll keep me up at night. See you next time.